like myself too. Oh no, gotta run. Kamal is coming.
What is your
Oh no.
gender?
Oh, just cis male. I don't even know how to say it. I'm old. Cis male, like pan wonderful, as in like the little minstrel that lives in the forest and has the little flute and gets everybody drunk and just like whatever happens happens. That's my sexuality. That's my gender. That's my sexuality. It's all wrapped up into just that one image. Like I don't want to like. I think it gets too complicated. First of all, like all that shit. Like the fact that I can't even think of how to answer that question properly, so to speak, is annoying to me.
Sexual. Um. So
It's
what?
tough to do in practice. So, are you pan in practice? Can I ask a question back? Oh, is that legal?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, like how do you like? I mean, for me, like pan, it's easy to like for me to conceptualize like sexually, internally, gender wise, blah blah blah, like in my imagination, so to speak. But in action is a different. It's a different thing. Like and it does get confusing, like gender dysphoria. I get that, or whatever it's called, like where you're just like gender confusion or sexual confusion, because it's like like apples are just so different than oranges, but they're both awesome. You know what I mean? But like, there's not a lot of middle ground for me personally between the two. Maybe that's because I haven't had experience with middle ground sexuality, but not that much.
What is your opinion on transgender gender
Ah,
politics?
transgender politics,
Yes.
like just in general.
Yes.
I would say like it just needs to be recognized as valid third sex or whatever you want to call it, and just call it third sex, and just like everything in between. Like you have to simplify it for the country folk. That's my that's my take on the transgender thing. Like what's happened is there's a really big variance, between full blown straight and full blown gay or whatever. Like and then there's all these different things in between or whatever you want to call it between the two goalposts. I like society unfortunately sees it as like binary, and like humans are just pre-programmed mentally to see things binary. I'm for or against. We do it in our like legal system, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? You're either married or you're divorced. Everything's binary. Like our whole fucking world. Our brains are even binary between the lobes and right and left side. Like so to try to like you can't explain to a binary mind, so to speak, like a non-binary conception of sexuality, transgenderism, whatever you want to call it. You can't explain that to somebody whose mind works that way unless you just say, well, there's a third brain. You know what I mean? Like in between those two brain, the left side and the right side, and there's a middle. Does that make sense? That's all you're gonna get across. So, in terms of the transgender movement and stuff, I think if I had a say in the process, and I am definitely consider myself part of the team, if I had my druthers, like I would simplify the shit out of like the movement and just say like we're a third sex, you need to deal with us, and that's all of us, like queer, blah blah blah, everybody. So instead of like making the transgender just its own entity that has its own blah blah blah, that just means you're the most popular movement, most popular sexual gender blah 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 movement, like at the time. It could be like queer people next decade. What do we do? Just like give certain groups within the LGBTQIA blah blah blah, like within that pantheon? Do we just give certain ones of them like precedence? You know what I mean? That's what I feel about the transgender thing. I'm like, we need to really just put us all in one easy fucking thing for a binary mind. How do you
The
destroy
pe-
binaryism?
the
Like
people
whatever is called
that
binary mind.
aren't the most popular sect in that community are gonna get angry
Yeah.
and riot.
Oh no, it's okay. I don't get angry. Wait, what?
No,
Oh, they're gonna get angry. Is that what you
yeah,
said?
the
Yeah.
people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hell's to the yeah, because it's like a whole tradition
Ooh,
of
so
like people
that would
trying
just
to be
create
seen
anarchy.
and appreciated. Well, yeah, it would. It's not like I didn't say it was like a practical solution. I just like that's that's really where I'm at with that. I don't see the function of any other way of doing things. Like I guess I'm an autocrat when it comes to that. I'm just
So
like,
I
no,
was
you need like
thinking
you need
it
one
would just
voice,
say
unified. Like I'm a
other.
union
It would
guy.
just say other.
Other or
Yeah,
third, yeah, or
yeah,
whatever. First, second,
yeah,
third.
yeah, yeah.
I don't give a shit who's yeah. Like,
Male,
hey guys, you can
female,
have first. Men are
other.
first. Yeah, males are
Oh
first.
wait,
Whatever, you guys can have first.
other,
Like
female,
girls, no,
male.
whatever.
No,
Give
it's
girls
gotta be.
first. I
It's
don't give
gotta
a
be
shit.
other,
Yeah, because you
female
can't
than
have
male. Because
society
male's
without
gotta be
females.
on the bottom. So then it'll be
It's all
in the
controversial,
middle.
like who's which number.
As-
Yeah, like you're like, wait, who's in the middle? Oh man, like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's so stupid, dude. Like that's the moral of the story is society's fucking nuts, and don't ever look at large groups of humans for like logic, reason, or any kind of hope in humanity. There you go.
God makes lots of people in all colors, shapes, and sizes.
Man.
Meow.
And what are your opinions on gender gender identity?
I don't really care. People identify whatever, however they want to identify. Just as long as they don't throw it in my face, because that's annoying.
I don't give a fuck.
Like, I'm dumb as shit, so I can't type. Somebody someone to spell that shit out for me. Like A, B, C, D, E, M, the rest of the alphabet. LGBTQ couple.
Was you doing something during it?
LGBTQIA plus the rest of the alphabet over there. The fruitiness.
I guess you can't really.
I had a. So. Alright, I'm gonna go look for my dad, yo. Nice to meet y'all.
Hello, son.
What is your gender? What do you identify as?
I am a male.
Okay. And what is your opinion on gender identity politics? Like transgender.
I mean, well, in my opinion, or maybe certain people's opinion, I don't mind what gender you are as long as you don't rub it in or try and make it seem greater than what it is. Because I'm all about gender equality. Whether you're female, male, non-binary, trans, I don't mind at all. I will support you in any way as long as you don't take it too far.
And what would be going too far?
Whether it's making a public statement that this gender is better than the other, or making it just way more serious than what it is. This woman that I met during a just random world search, she was going up into men's faces, saying that, oh, females are better, men don't live as long, and making really political statements of, well, what gender is better, not.
That sucks. What the heck?
What is your opinion on gender identity politics? When someone's to be called whatever
Gender
they want to be?
identity?
Yeah. Do you have any opinions on
I
it?
think that everyone, has the right to like be who they want to be, you know?
Emotional support. That's cute.
Hey, yo, can I ask a question?
They're either dating or siblings.
Thank you. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, what is your gender, first of all?
Oh, I'm a phase. I don't have a gender. Sadly.
Okay. And then what is your opinion on gender
have a
politics? Like, what is your opinion on gender identification?
Listen, I have a dick and a vagina. I don't know what I have. I also have boobs, so I don't know.
The truth comes out.
Yes,
System.
it's a disability.
Yeah, what is your gender?
Well, I mean, can you not tell my voice, sir? You're making me concentrate while I'm drinking so much. Go ahead.
What is your opinion on gender identity politics?
We are born as is, and back in the day we went to war, okay? So look, check this out. We men were born as men, and ladies were born as ladies, and we would fight for our survival. Like, no joke. If you think about it, the human instincts is for survival. Because we're so comfortable with the way we're living on right now, we're doing so many changes on the way it is right now, if it were to go to hell, then the human instincts will kick in for survival. Just like animals, we are all trying to survive one way or another.
What is your opinion on gender identity politics?
This is
that
opinion.
people
Yeah.
can do what they want. Like, I got trans friends, bro. They're living the life that. Like,
I mean, that's true. I mean, what she
suits them
says, you can
best,
live your
like,
life. But,
you know,
okay, that's
opinions
true.
that, like, it's. I don't care if you're against, but when it comes down to that stuff, you know, like, people vote against it because of that sort of hate. Like, they're actively making other people's lives worse, and that's kind of dumb.
I mean, since we're in a good time, I really don't mind. You get me? Like, whatever. We all live life, have a fun time. I mean, we're all gonna die at some point, you know. We're living at a very good time where we don't have to worry about much shit, but we focus on petty shit. No cap. What I mean by petty, like, as in like tiny arguments, like very tiny arguments, like for any bullshit.
I mean, to be fair though, you don't really get that in real life. No one I interact with in real life has that. It's just the internet. So.
Okay, so what do you think about gender politics or like gender identity?
I'm gonna be real honest with you, Chief, alright? I'm like a peanut friend, I don't pay attention to that shit. I see the occasional argument on Instagram about it. I try not to get involved in politics and shit, but you know, like, if you tell me what your shit is, you know, that's what I'll call you know? And like, I respect that. I think people who like purposely don't, are kind of an asshole, but you know, I don't know if that's what you're asking, but like, I don't know. Gender politics
Yeah,
or
that's
not,
exactly what we're asking, it's fine.
they're kind of a mess, though, personally, I think. Because, you know, I think it's doing pretty well, but like, there's a lot of assholes, you know? Like, fuck, man, if it doesn't affect you, why the fuck do you care, you know?
Perfect.
I feel like I
Right,
might be a little biased, as my sister is trans, and I'm pan, you know, and I'm like a fucking femboy.
Subscribe to PewDiePie. Subscribe to Mr. Beast. And subscribe to PewDiePie.